Hey everyone, let me ask you something. Have you ever had one of those amazing ideas, for an app or a website, but then you hit that wall? The one that says, nope, you don't know how to code. Well, guess what? That wall is seriously starting to crumble. Today, we're going to talk about how new AI tools are basically becoming your personal co-pilot, helping you fly right over that wall and turn your ideas into something real. So, let's dive in.
All right, here's the game plan for today. First, we'll talk about the problem, what I'm calling the Great Coding Wall. Then, we'll meet the solution, your very own AI Copilot. We're going to see how it literally turns plain English into code, how it helps solve those annoying problems, and all the other cool stuff it can do. And we'll wrap up by asking a pretty big question. Does this mean we're all developers now?
Seriously, just think about it for a second. That brilliant idea you have rattling around in your head, that little tool that would just make your life so much easier. What's the one thing that's always stopped you from actually building it? I bet for most of us, the answer is exactly the same. I just don't know how to code.
And yeah, that's exactly what we're calling the Great Coding Wall. It's this huge invisible barrier that's always stood between a great idea and actually making it real. It's a wall built brick by brick with confusing languages, tricky syntax, and mind-bending logic.
And look, if you've ever even tried to learn, this stuff probably sounds painfully familiar, right? Those crazy syntax errors that make no sense, getting totally lost in mountains of documentation, and oh my gosh, the debugging, spending hours, literally hours, hunting for one single misplaced comma. It's the kind of stuff that makes you just want to throw your hands up and quit before you even really start.
Okay, but what if you didn't have to climb that wall alone? What if you had a partner to help you right over it? Well, that's exactly what an AI copilot is. Think of it as a new kind of creative partner, one that builds a bridge for you, straight from your idea right onto the screen.
So what is an AI copilot, really? You've probably heard the names, right? GitHub Copilot, maybe you've seen ChatGPT spit out some code. At their heart, they're basically a universal translator for you and your computer. You speak in just normal, plain English, and it translates what you want into the language that a computer actually gets, which is code. It's like having this super smart assistant right by your side who can write, check, and even fix code whenever you ask.
And this shift is absolutely huge. Before, let's be honest, coding felt like this exclusive club with a really high barrier to entry. It took years of study. But now, AI is blowing the doors wide open, making it accessible to pretty much everyone. You can whip up a prototype in minutes, not weeks. And that means you get to spend way less time wrestling with the code and way more time focused on the thing that actually matters, your idea.
So this brings us to what's becoming the new essential skill. It's not really about memorizing a bunch of weird commands anymore. Nope. It's about communication. The real art form now is figuring out how to craft the perfect prompt to tell your AI exactly what you want it to build.
And honestly, it's way simpler than it sounds. First up, you just state your goal. Be clear. What are you trying to build? Second, give it some context, some details. What should it look like? How should it work? Third, you just ask for the code. And fourth, and this is probably the most important part, you refine it. If the first try isn't perfect, no big deal. You just tell the AI what to change. It's literally a conversation.
So, for example, a prompt can be as simple as this. Just plain English, no weird syntax, no special commands. You're just describing something you can see and something you want to happen. And the AI Copilot can take that one simple sentence and boom, it spits out the exact HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to make it real. It honestly feels like magic.
But let's talk about what might be the single most powerful feature, especially if you're just starting out. And that's its ability to find and fix your mistakes. Because let's face it, we all make mistakes, and hunting for them in a sea of code, well, it can be a total nightmare.
Okay, take a look at this little chunk of code. Now, if you're a seasoned pro, you might spot a couple of tiny things wrong. A little typo, a missing parentheses. But if you're new to this, finding these tiny mistakes could seriously take hours of pure frustration.
But with your AI Copilot, the solution is, well, it's almost laughably simple. You just copy that broken code, you paste it, and you ask a simple question like, hey, can you find the bug in this?
And just like that, bam! The AI doesn't just fix the code, it actually tells you what was wrong and why. And this is a game changer. It takes what was a moment of pure frustration and turns it into a genuine learning opportunity. You're not just getting the answer, you're actually understanding the mistake.
And listen, these tools are not just one-trick ponies. Not at all.
Their usefulness goes way, way beyond just writing and fixing code. They're really becoming these all-in-one partners for pretty much any kind of technical project.
I mean, think about it. Your Copilot can take a super complex idea and explain it in simple terms. It can write the boring documentation for you. It can translate code from, say, Python to JavaScript. It can even help you plan out the entire structure of your project from the ground up. It's like having a mentor, a translator, and a project manager all rolled into one.
So where does this all leave us? What does this mean for the future? It really brings up this fascinating question about, who gets to be a creator now? What does it even mean to be a developer anymore?
Well, what it really means is that the goalposts are shifting. The most valuable skill isn't about being able to write perfect code from memory anymore. Instead, it's becoming all about your ability to see a problem, to describe it clearly, and to imagine a creative solution. In a very real way, your vision and your words, that's the new source code.
And that really brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. For maybe the first time ever, that huge wall between your imagination and a finished thing you could actually use, it's just disappearing. The tools are right here, right now. So really, the only question left is, what are you going to build?